PSI. So we don't take what's been happening lightly. We also are in the process of looking at our requirements because we will be going out for a new bid for testing vendor. That takes us about 12 months to gear up for. So we look at different requirements that they need to meet. We'll go out for a request for proposal from the industry. We do not believe there are very many options, but we will put it out there to see who's eligible to put a bid in for that testing vendor, and then we will continue to work through that process, keeping the commission up to date. But we're probably 6 or 7 months out from that proposal actually being sent out. So right now we're on a short-term extension with PSI to continue to offer exams in our different professions that they do perform the exams for, but we continue to look at ensuring that we have the best vendor.
This is Commissioner Joan Schroeder. Do we have any idea just about numbers wise with I know that staff has been working hand in hand with PSI like really more diligently here in the last, I'd say, few months, right?
Yes.
Several months. So do we have any sense that the weekly communication with staff, the monthly communication with you is helping, working? Are we getting fewer of these customer service issue calls? And so is it getting better is the first question. And then the second question is, do we have any sense of how many of our licensees are being affected by this?
Those are such good questions. And I wish I could say that I thought it was helping. We are very assertively working with them. In fact, I have, between myself and my deputy and other upper leaders within the division, like we're all hands on deck trying to get this moving forward. We don't feel like we're getting the responses that we want. So we're continuing to move up their chain. Up the PSI chain. We understand that PSI recently sold to another business, and so we're trying to figure out who those contacts are. It's been extremely frustrating. I don't think it's getting better as far as reducing the number of customers that are impacted. Something's happening in their system that's showing people as not showing up for their exams when the person that's taken the exam actually has an email with their exam results. So something is not right in the data that comes through to us. It's been really challenging for us to reconcile data. I think we have a couple hundred people that it's still impacting that we're working through those spreadsheets. So I just received an update yesterday about a spreadsheet with a couple hundred people on it that we're going through and verifying one by one and asking PSI to verify for us. It's a slow process. It's very tedious. I probably have anywhere from 5 or 6 people working almost full time on this issue. It's pretty ridiculous, but it's important to us to solve the problem and to get these folks licensed as quickly as we can. That's our goal on our end. And unfortunately, the customer service that they receive from PSI is so terrible that the only outlet people have is to come to us for us to help solve their problem. So we are working really hard on it. And I was hopeful when I started working on it. I thought, oh, maybe I can get involved. I can put some pressure on them. I can help with this. And quite frankly, they respond to me the same way they respond to my team for the last 12 months or longer that we've been working on this. So we're continuing to try to figure out how to escalate it. We've gotten some very firm language that we've sent to them from my contract managers. We're starting to escalate on that piece too. Unfortunately, the contract wasn't really strong in some of these areas. That will be fixed when we move forward to our next procurement.
This is Commissioner Joan Schroeder again. And do we have any idea how many vendors? I mean, when you put out the RFP, you mentioned there doesn't seem to be a lot of players in this arena. Is it really literally just the 2, or are there more?
That is what we're aware of right now. In fact, I had reached out to L&I. So L&I does a lot of exams also for different professions. When we first started having problems with the PII information going out, and L&I had just moved to a new vendor because they had their fill, but they don't have to be certified by Arello. That's our issue, right? Is the national certification that someone has to be able to give these exams. So my understanding, the last time my team was able to look into this, there were 2 vendors out there, and we've used both of them, and we've had problems with both. So that was kind of one of our next plans also, is to check in with Arello and see if we can get some support there too. It's really disheartening. It's not a great place to be in.